Welcome to the Silhouettes of Success podcast with your host, successful entrepreneur, broker, and business mentor, Amber Weitzer. Because success comes in all shapes, sizes, and styles, the Silhouettes of Success podcast is shining the light on industrious women with a collection of curated conversations of intentional inspiration designed to inspire your heart, ignite your mind, feed your soul, and gift you with actionable insights directly from inspirational, everyday women who've shown tenacity, grit, and grace, having taken on the challenges in their lives and business and won. Remarkable, down-to-earth, and relatable, Amber and her guests will share with you uplifting and extraordinary real-life success stories, motivational ideas that just might help spark something within you. With the deepest desire to serve you, help you grow so you can begin to shine the light that will illuminate your very own silhouette of success. So, let's get to it.
Hello and welcome to the Amber Weitzer podcast, Silhouettes of Success. Our VIP featured guest is the founder of Journey to Joy. She's a mental health advocate, a veteran. Thank you for your service. We're going to touch on that when she shares more about her journey. She's a transformational leader dedicated to empowering individuals and small businesses. She pursued a career in training and leadership post in her civilian life and working across multiple industries. She's got a plethora and a really unique background. So I am excited to hear about that. In addition, she's got the entrepreneur spirit and she's had some fun endeavors in that as well. Silhouettes, let's just bring her on and let her share with you personally. Kimberly Mitchell. Hello, Kimberly. How are you?
I am wonderful, Amber. Thank you.
Good. So I'm going to throw us off script here for a quick second.
Woohoo!
Yeah, right. Yeah, let's just go with it. So looking at your website and doing a little bit more research, preparing to connect with you, I like some surprises, but at the same time, I like to see what's going on. I'd like to pay you a compliment. Your website and what you're doing, it was just utter, it was joyful. It really, to look at it and to see what you've got going on and what you're doing. It just, I scrolled down and I read and I clicked and all the tabs, and then I scrolled back and kept looking. It's amazing what you're doing. So thank you
Thank
for
you.
all that you have, journeyed to get to this point, because I'm excited for you to share with the audience and to share you with them to see what you've got going on. So, all right, my lady. So to kick it off, the audience enjoys hearing a little bit about the Silhouettes background. So I'm going to turn it over to you. And why don't you tell us a little bit more about you and your background and your journey?
Oh, well, thank you. I am probably one of the most outwardly boring people, but I say that because a day in the life for me is mostly on the computer, but I'm all into touching different spaces. I have my own business. I have a training business as well as the Emerald City Ventures. So the training business mostly works with early stage entrepreneurs. We get all into the mindset of being an entrepreneur and what it takes to really succeed and really leave a legacy for your heirs, your children, your loved ones in a way that expresses who you are personally. And that is something that is always close to my heart: who you are, what you really want, and how you really want to express that to the world. So I use that training background to develop the Emerald City Ventures projects, which are the Journey to Joy, the True Class, and the Mirror Method book. So the Mirror Method is a book that's on Amazon, and that is what I developed after hearing so many of us women just really down ourselves when we look in the mirror. And we are getting ready to walk out and face the world. And the last thing we hear about ourselves is how our makeup doesn't look right, or our hair doesn't look right, or the clothes don't fit right, and all the negative things that we can possibly say. And I just said, we got to do different. We have to prepare ourselves better. We have to love ourselves better. Our voice needs to be the most loving voice we hear every single day. So that's what made me write the Mirror Method book. And then the True class really just talks about challenging what we say is true. When we say that we're not good at sports, is that really true? Is it just that we weren't that great at basketball, but we can excel at tennis? We have so many things that we just need to challenge, that we tell ourselves, and we live our lives by these truths that we've decided that we can continue to perpetuate. So we really get into challenging those things and living our best lives. And then Journey to Joy is a journey that's really a year-long gift to yourself. We are taking action on a daily basis. We're mapping it out on an actual roadmap so we can see. And one of the cornerstones of it is celebrating. I love cake. Anytime I can have cake is a good day. And so we build those celebrations right into that whole process. We have a support group built into it. It's really just a true gift. And it's really born from women being told and being shown that you reach that 40, 50 mark and that's it. You might as well just head out to pasture because that's all you're going to get out of life. And that's so not true. We can change our entire lives. We can be pretty much anything we want to be at any age. I always say you're never too old and it's never too late. So that's really the foundation of that product. And my day is really spread across all of those things.
Okay, this is amazing. This is amazing. Talk to us a little bit about the journey leading into this chapter or this season of your life.
Oh,
Talk to us about. I hear that perhaps you were in logistics and perhaps maybe in some mechanical situations.
oh
You've
boy,
got the
that's really
skills. You've got the rounded, the full up. Yeah, tell the audience about that chapter of your life.
Yes. So I graduated high school and said, you know what? I really don't want to go back to school. I want to do something different. And when you're in that rebellious stage, your mom says, you're going to go to college and become a writer. And I say, actually, I'm going into the military. I'm going to be a vehicle mechanic. And that's what I did. Now, crazy enough, I didn't even know how to drive when I went into the military. So I've spent 4 years working on 5-ton trucks with no idea how to drive them. So I got into the logistics, and the unit that I was in was called a mobile tack unit. So we would literally break down our entire unit, pack it on the back of trucks, and go out into the middle of nowhere and set it all up again and get it running. We would do this every quarter. So those times of getting all the trucks built, making sure everybody's got all the things that they need to have, all the supplies they needed to have, was I was both probably the most frustrating, exhausting, and rewarding time of my life all at the same time. But I was able to use all of that and everything that I do right now today. So it was a good time.
It's so ironic you just said that because I'm sitting here thinking, okay, so that training helped guide you, logistics and organization, putting all the pieces together quite literally, or you couldn't
Yes,
get back.
exactly.
Got to move forward. Oh my goodness. So one of the early questions, I always share or ask with the silhouettes to then share with us is the alarm clock goes off and what's a day in the life look like for you? And you touched on that with being on the computer quite a bit. So
Yes.
given your background, I'm learning a little bit about maybe how do they say how you tick? What makes you tick?
Hmm.
Are you structured with routine or are you spontaneous? Because again, your website is very joy and creative. but I also,
Hmm.
I'm hearing a lot of, that structure in you too. So talk to us. What works for you?
I actually am ambidextrous when it comes to that, to be honest
Mhm.
with you,
Yeah.
because I enjoy a framework, but I don't like structure. So give me the dotted lines and then I'll work within those and do all the things. But the minute I gotta have be in a box, I tend to buck that system every time. So although I'm spending all this time on the computer, a lot of it is doing creative work.
So that rebel spirit is still there.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Dotted lines. I've never heard that, and I love that. And it paints the most perfect picture listening to you. Oh my goodness. Who do you think, or can you tie anything back to what most influenced you as you embarked on the career path that you're in right now? What do you Can you tie that back to something or somebody?
Hmm. I would say for the something, it was my own experience because although all those years on paper, everything looked great. I had a job that I loved. I had a home. I had a family, obviously, and well, siblings. I don't have any children, but I was happy on paper. But underneath, I was fighting a losing battle with functional depression. Everything was a mess, just below the surface. Finances, health, my home, my hygiene, and I just couldn't get a handle on it. I was trying everything: pills, potions, gurus, programs, you name it, I was in there trying to solve the symptom but never getting to the source. And it actually was through the VA that they did an assessment. And, I thought, why not? I've done everything else. And she says, yeah, you've got some mild depression, some functional depression going on here. Me? I'm the funnest person in the room. Well, not really. Below the surface, there was all of that going on, and the process, the framework actually that I used to get out of that is really the foundation of Journey to Joy and Truth. Of course, the truth.
Well, that's eye-opening. I would suspect it's a lot more common than
Hmm.
people would realize. And it
Yes,
helped you have some clarity around really what was going on for yourself.
absolutely, absolutely.
Thinking maybe in your current day-to-day, and it could be part of your program. But if best practices, if you find yourself at a place where you get stuck or there's seeming barrier between you and a goal or a dream, do you have any best practices to kind of help you build that momentum or motivation to take that next step towards that goal or dream?
Yes, I go inside. My motto is that we are our own greatest resource.
Mm.
And when we say we want one thing, but we do things that are in opposition of that thing, then there's a disconnect in what's true. And that's really what do we really want? And who do we really believe we are? And when we get down deep into that and can get honest with ourselves, sometimes that's literally looking in the mirror and asking the question. Because when we ask ourselves the question, our minds really seek to find an answer for us. So sometimes it's really just looking in the mirror, asking the question, what is it that I really want? And then be willing to take terrified action. We're not going to get to a place where we can be fearless just going into the world and breaking through our comfort zones. And it's okay to be afraid and do it anyway.
Maybe staying a little bit in that same train of thought, as an independent business owner, entrepreneur, and advocate, where do you turn to for support?
Oh, so I say three different places. One, I have built what's kind of called a cabinet. It's kind of called it. Some of it is an energetic cabinet. Some of them are physical cabinets. So people that I follow, that the philosophy, I share the philosophy that they have, and there's motivating. And then people that I can actually talk to who I know understand my vision and my goals and can help keep me on track. I'm also part of a community, so definitely believe in community. I'm part of more than one community, actually. And that is a sisterhood of people who really may have gone through some of the things I've gone through, who have come through some of the barriers that I'm trying to break through, and who can really talk on a very experiential level. And then third is really understanding who is it that is that mentor and coach that I can invest in. And I invest in personal development on a regular basis. So through those three mechanisms, that's where I get my support.
Love that. In your journey right now, and we're gonna have you share and brag all about that here next. What positive can you point to? Maybe it's one, maybe it's a couple positive adjustments that you've made in your life or environment that do support you as you grow and create these dreams and goals in your business and in your life.
I would say two practices. One is mindfulness.
Mm.
I use the example of driving to work. There have been times when I've driven to work and I couldn't tell you two cars that passed by or any person walking a dog because I'm just not there. And I get in the car at my house, and all of a sudden I'm at work and I'm walking in the door, and that piece in the middle is a blur. So sometimes I really make a concentrated effort to notice things and stay mindful and practice being mindful of what's happening in the moment and being present. And then the second thing is that I try to break out of that comfort zone on a regular basis. And to go back to the work example, sometimes I do take a different route to work just to try something different and different scenery and cause my mind to go, hey, maybe this is actually a little better way to go to work. Or maybe this is a backup plan for if traffic is bad on the way to work. Just different things to do that are out of the norm. Literally just changing the hand you use to brush your teeth. Something to make you break out of that routine. And when you get to build that muscle of stepping out of your comfort zone, it starts to expand in all kinds of other areas of your life.
Talk to us about Journey to Joy, and you've mentioned your experience is what maybe led you to create it, but talk to us about it. Share everything you want to share.
All right. Thank you. Well, I'll tell
Yes.
you what, it's truly a framework because I just said I do believe in the dotted lines. But what this does is it really starts you off with where you are. What's going on in my life right now? And, when we think about whether or not we're content, we can think of a lot of reasons to be happy. But when we think about unhappiness, we tend to hide those things. So they're not as evident to us. But I talk about the overs. Are you oversleeping? Are you overeating? Are you overspending? Are you gambling? Are you drinking more than you should? Are you eating more than you should? All these things that we do to kind of quiet that urge, that voice in our heads that's saying, we want something more. We want something different. So this journey to joy starts you with really digging in and finding that voice and finding that goal, that light that you had back when you were 20, 30, ready to take on the world. Once you understand where you are, then we look at where do you want to go? Now that we say we're going to change the world, okay, how are we going to do that starting tomorrow? we really paint that picture of what life is like there. So now we know what it's like. We know where we are. We know where we want to go. Now we lay out the milestones. The milestones are the roadmap that are going to get us from where we are to where we want to be. And we focus on a year because so much can change in a year. And the person who starts this journey isn't going to be the person that ends that journey. So in a year, your goals may be totally different than the goals you would have thought starting this journey. So we 2 goals over the course of a year. And then we have this personal accountability system, and that comes with the kit. So you have this daily action that you decided, and you come up with, this is the action that's going to support my goals, support my progress to these milestones. And every day that you do that daily action, you place a bead on. And then if you forget, even if that is 192 days in, you have to remove all of those beads and start over again. So you choose very wisely what that action is and make sure it's something you can commit to and something that will really move you towards those goals. And we have a sister circle. So that is a group of women, no more than 4 in each group. And these are women who are also on that journey, going through the system. And we support each other because we know when we start to do major changes in our lives, sometimes that upsets the dynamic of people and relationships that we've had for years. And there's some struggle and some discontentment that can come up. And we deal with that in the group. And we also celebrate each other in that group, and it's really a whole thing. I love that. We have a platform that you're on that you can communicate and chat with each other, but it's really a wraparound service that you have to create your own plan, because really the framework part of it is that the tools that you use to move through these goals are chosen by you. And they could be parts of a system that you bought 12 years ago. It could be some downloads that you had sitting in your computer for the last 8 years. Whatever those things are that you had that worked, we pull them out, blow the dust off of them, and put them as part of your plan. And then you use that to create a plan that is tailored specifically for your success. So it's a whole process. I'm very, very excited about it.
I'm in. You got me. You got me. And it translates. It is so genuine and authentic. And I was writing, I'm such a note taker. I'm like, okay, just especially in case I'm like, hit her back in that moment, right on that question or on that point. But then I just started, my mind was wandering. I was like, oh, the beads. Oh, I was already planning what I was, oh man, I better be careful. I don't want to lose my beads. And I want cake too. I want some cake at the end of this.
That's right.
Oh, I'm after the cake too. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Okay. So I don't know, because this, one of the questions too I like to ask is, when do you feel your greatest sense of satisfaction? And I'll have you answer that, but just the sheer joy in listening to you share about what you're offering us is just off the charts. So back to you. When do you feel your greatest sense of satisfaction?
Oh, I probably feel my greatest sense of satisfaction when I'm speaking to women specifically, when we get into our circles and we start talking about the things that we're doing, the things we want to do, the things we can do. And when we get to that moment where we drop all of those barriers that we have put up, we have built these barriers ourselves over the years without even realizing it. And when we can do that and just lay them on the floor and say, okay, what's next? I love those moments. That's probably when my joy is off the charts.
All right. How about this one? Are you ready? This one's going a little
I'm
deeper.
ready.
I
Okay,
know
I
you
love
are.
it.
What feeds your soul?
Mm. What feeds my soul now
Mm-hmm.
versus even a year ago, but what feeds my soul now is growth.
Yeah.
Every day that I can do something, I literally just last Sunday, I bought an adult sized trainer thing online and I bought some roller skates and I spent an hour and a half teaching myself to roller skate just last Sunday.
Did you really?
I had been wanting to do it since I was a kid. I loved it and I just
Oh,
never did. And I would, over the years, I would try and get terrified and thought I'm going to break. You know, when you
uh-huh.
get older and you're working, you're like, oh, that's going to be time off work.
Yeah, we're farther
Insurance,
from the ground.
right. so so I said, you know what? Let's just do this. And I took an hour and I know how to skate now. So it's growth. Anytime I have a calligraphy kit that I'm waiting for to come. I'm saying, why not? Just do something and expand and grow. That's what feeds my soul every day.
Oh my gosh, my cheeks hurt. Oh, I love that. Oh my goodness. All right, my lady, I'm going to ask your permission here on a couple of quick things. Is that okay?
Sure.
Number one, I'm
Absolutely.
gonna, yeah, cool. I'm gonna forgo the episode sponsor break because I'm watching the time and I don't want to stop. So, I'll take that hit, and that's just great with me on this one. But talking through, okay, clearly you're resourceful. Clearly you get joy in the growth and the education and things like that. So this might just be a great time to ask you this. We love, and you're doing everything, you're doing all of this with your sisterhood circle and helping and supporting others, but we all crave resources that might help inspire, uplift, expand our minds, and like we've touched on, maybe just get us through that day. Do you have a favorite book or mentor resource that you'd want to share with us, and what makes it a favorite?
That's a good one. I want to think about this for a second.
Ding ding ding, yes.
Yeah. Let's see. I would say that the person's work who has inspired me the most would be Joe Dispenza and his work on neuroplasticity. Sounds very technical, but really at the very core, it is just the idea that we can literally rewire our brains at any time, at any age. And when you think of neuroplasticity, it's really just about paths, worn paths. If you think of any like a grassy area and you can clearly see where people just continue to walk the same path, that's what happens in our brains. We take a belief and we look for experiences and things that reinforce it and just keep wearing that path. But we can create a new path if that's not a good path for us. We just literally have to decide to believe something else and then continue to experience things that support that new belief. And suddenly we have a new path, and that other one just gets neglected and overgrown. And that work is probably the most releasing work that I've ever done. It really allowed me to break through those barriers that I'd put up to say, this is who I am, this is what I can do, this is what I can't do. Regardless of if I want to do something else, I can't because I'm this. I'm a woman, I'm over 50, I'm all these things. But really realizing that I can be, do, say whatever I want, whenever I want, was liberating. So I highly recommend his work as a resource.
Outstanding. That is a new one. And it's fascinating to me. And in addition, I'm flipping back over to some of the first notes here, and it ties directly into what your joy is and your
Mm-hmm.
programs, your true class and your mirror method book. It just
Mm-hmm.
it's a full circle. So, oh, fascinating. All right, I've got that one on my list. And we
Yes.
share these with the audience too. So, all right, my lady, I know I've got to wind it down. In keeping our promise to the audience of sharing intentional inspiration. Clearly, every word you have shared with us is there a key phrase or quote or piece of advice that you'd like to turn around and share with the audience?
Yes. Again, I'll say you are your own greatest resource. Trust yourself. Trust in all the power that you were born with and you've developed over the years. There's so much inside of us that is just waiting for us to be the one to tap into it and release it. So stay focused on you and recognize that everything you want to do, you already have the tools inside of you to do it. That's
I
it.
think I'm gonna have to call you every morning.
Every day, call me.
I'm gonna sign up so I have an accountability partner. Oh, my
That's
lady.
right.
It has been a sheer joy. And again, my cheeks. Oh, I love, thank you. Thank you. I am so honored by connecting with you, but sharing you with our Silhouette of Success audience. So, with that said, this stage is completely yours. So, where can our audience go to find and connect with you on your socials and or support you and join you in your continued success?
Oh, wonderful. Thank you. I am on pretty much all socials as KIMMD as in David, OT as in Tom, C as in Charlie, O. So Kim.co. And that is actually the website, kim.co. And there you can find me, reach out to me. I'm absolutely welcome and open to learning and getting to know all kinds of people. So please feel free to reach out.
Amazing. And the audience knows I always remind that we will be sharing her links directly in the show notes in the resource section. So you, my lady, will be one click away for our audience.
Yay.
So yes, yes, yes. And your book too. We'll make sure and link that separately within the notes along with your resources. So,
Mhm.
all right, my lady, it has been a sheer joy. Brilliant light you are, and I am so honored once again. I don't know if I could say that enough because you have brought so much light into my life today. So
Oh,
thank you for
thank you.
sharing. Yes, your Silhouette of Success, my lady. You're an inspiration.
Well, it was so wonderful to be here. I definitely appreciate this, and I hope we can continue
We will.
connecting.
You know what? I think we're
Great.
going to do a part two, especially after you've already roller skated, but maybe we'll have to check in on that calligraphy.
That's right. And
All
Spanish.
right. Oh, in Spanish. Okay, wait. You
That's
didn't tell
right.
us that earlier. Okay, now we gotta go. Spanish. I'm writing that down. Oh, okay. I'm gonna have to get roller skates to keep up. All right. Until next time, lady. Have a great day.
You as well. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Thank you for joining us on this episode of the Silhouettes of Success podcast. If you enjoyed the show, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out on all the new episodes. We are here for you and with you. We encourage you to share this podcast on all your socials and pass on the light to help illuminate another silhouette of success. To find out the latest ways to inspire your heart, ignite your mind, and gain actionable insights, subscribe at thesilhouettesofsuccess.com or connect with us on Facebook, LinkedIn, and Instagram. We're grateful that you tuned in. Remember, you are exactly where you need to be, right here with us. This is the Amber Weitzer podcast, Silhouettes of Success.